live, Justin? Are we allowed to
I don't
speak?
know. Yes, I haven't got the ping yet. I normally get the ping. Has it pinged? Tell me we're here. Is anybody there? Is anybody there? I was at a book launch this week of Dr. David Hume's, and it was all about ghosty goings on and stuff like that. There, it's very good. I haven't got the ping to say nobody's logged in to say that we're here yet.
No.
We've got 2 people watching. That could be me and you.
Right.
Is anybody 3, 4,
Somebody's
5?
Yeah, we're
6.
live.
Oh, we're here.
There we go. We're on the count.
We're on the. You had us worried there. It takes a while for them to pop through. There's a delay, you see. The delay's massive in some channels as well. If you're watching tonight, remember we're live on YouTube at 10 p.m., Facebook at 10 p.m., LinkedIn at 10 p.m., Twitch and Telegram at 10 p.m., and then a podcast version goes up as well, wherever you get your podcast from. And I try to put something on Instagram as well, but there's no TV there, so you can't watch it there. And remember, hit that subscribe button because it helps us help you. We are here. Evening, Jonathan McCulloch's there. Yeah, new name. Linda Cox is there. Yeah. Good.
I tell you, I've been freezing all day, Justin. I mean, freezing. I was working up in the Friend at Hand today, and the weather has decidedly changed. It's a lot colder than it was. The other day it was cold, but the wind was blowing, so that's what made it cold. But it's definitely got a lot cooler. So from now on, the thermals will be on, Long Johns and all of that.
But I've got an idea for you. Why don't you say to Willie Jack to do free hot toddies, and you'd be getting them through the door like there's no tomorrow?
Yeah, and you would never get rid of them, and you wouldn't spend any money. That's kind of the issue.
No, it would be one per customer per week.
Nope, not definitely. I was going to tell you now, that's not going to happen. The tasting room and stuff, I was in it today. I was up and around it today again, and they haven't the stuff fitted out. Honest to God, genuinely, there's not a space like this in Ireland. There's nowhere else going to be even remotely like what this place is going to be, the tasting room up there. It's just amazing. They have the island where the tastings are going to take place with a copper shelf around it with little brass edging on it just to ping it off. Glass table is going to be filled up with red breasts and so on and so forth. I mean, it's just incredible.
I haven't officially seen it yet. I've seen the photographs. It does look like something you would see in Vegas.
Put it like this, I can't. There's not a space like it in Ireland, and you'd probably be hard pushed to find somewhere like it in the whole of the British Isles. Outside of Vegas, I don't know where you would get something like it. That's the truth. Yeah, amazing. Well, amazing.
Andrew McAllister's asked the question. Although Sean McClanahan is saying the weather's changed in Canada as well. It has changed. It's got cold this week. Front and centre, I take it the Friend at Hand bottle. What's that?
This is the Friend at Hand. This is where I am now gainfully employed. Maybe it's this one you're talking about, the Limavady. We are going to broadcast our little interview that we did with the man behind Limavady, Daryl, and explain all about the bottle and stuff. And yeah,
my bottle's over my shoulder there. Look at that there. I haven't managed to open it and drink it yet.
I feel like I should not be disappointed. It's bloody good stuff. I sold 2 bottles of it today up in the thing because it was recommending it because it was telling people how nice it was. But very, very, as you would imagine, it's very, very well made. Very well made. But anyway, yeah. Do I do the news?
We will, but there's no jingle because if we play it, Phil Zuckerberg is.
Hope Elon Musk takes over Facebook.
Well, he had 38 active users in the metaverse, so they pulled the plug in that pretty quickly, quicker than they pulled the phone on the Alexa phone. But anyway,
so Elon Musk, but basically, I think Elon Musk spent £44 billion just to piss people off, or $44 billion just to annoy people. That's what it seems to be, because it doesn't seem to be anything else.
He's having a wee vote to see whether Trump comes back on or not. You know,
did you see that he sent a thing out to employees that he wanted them to work harder, and if they don't like it, basically piss off. Fair enough, you don't like it. There you go, bugger off. It just seems nuts, but it is funny. It is quite
I
funny.
know.
Aye.
There you go. So, what's first on the news this week then?
Well, first up is the rather wonderful Pinderrin have a new owner. Now, this I have another bottle of Pinderrin. I have their original first bottle. Pinderrin's been taken over by Gareth Bale, the footballer. The Gareth Bale's playing in the States, I think, at the minute. I think. Just thinking that off the top of my head. But he's not. He's obviously not in Qatar. But he's taken over the Pinderrin Welsh whiskey distillery. If anybody isn't sure, found it in 2004, and it seems to be he's taken over. And it's not disclosed whether he actually paid for it or not. He was a global ambassador for the whiskey, and it seems to be that they have. The way it was worded is a bit strange. It said that there's a significant investment by both parties, which if he's buying the brand, then that's an investment by him. Now, as a global ambassador, he would obviously be getting paid for this. So I'm not 100% sure. Possibly they just said, "Do you want this in lieu of wages?" and just give him a share of the company or a major share of the company. But he's taken over. Certainly, he is now part of the structure, possibly taking over the whole thing. So yeah, there you go.
That sounds a bit strange, doesn't it?
It just the way it was worded. Maybe I'm reading a bit too much into it, but it just seems a little bit odd. The way it was worded. But Pinderrin,
why are they all these celebrity footballers and actors and all going down this route of doing whiskies? Is it that look? Is it that lucrative? I mean, surely they used to do property before that.
Well, the thing about it is these guys are now making so much money. What they do is they buy up a portfolio of companies. Essentially, they have portfolios. You have this range of things and brands and so on. And the other thing is they buy it, keep it for a while, boost the profile of it, and then sell it on. I mean, that's what Conor McGregor did with Proper 12. He signed up with them, got the sales up, and then Proximo bought it off him again. And I imagine that's probably part of the game.
Short-termism?
Well, possibly, yeah. But let's be honest, a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody knows what's going to happen next year, really, do they?
Well, probably guess they're going into the whiskey trade when prices are everything skyrocketing. But who knows? Who knows? No, let's be honest. Gareth Bale's not short of a pound or two. You know,
he's got bales of it.
Like we do.
Don't make those noises because they probably belong to somebody like Indambaro.
Zuckerberg gets again.
Listen, before we move on, everybody's coming late because they're obviously they've been watching Ireland hammering the Aussies. You know, there you go. Which we didn't doubt for 1 minute. But James Moore Doherty are saying, winter is here, chaps. Hope you're snug and warm. Yes. I got another 900 litres of oil this week. So, snug and warm. It gets too warm in here, actually, with the door shut and the lights on for the show.
No,
Thomas Jones is asking Marty. He's saying he managed to get a bargain this week. Now I had a look around Tesco's and there was some bargains to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Tesco's in Ireland are selling Blackbush for €23, which is what
superb,
20 quid basically.
20 quid, yeah. Super value. Mm-hmm. Not super value. Tesco's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but terrific bargain. Lovely stuff.
And James Doherty's saying it's definitely lucrativism. Is that a real word?
Put it like this: if Ronaldo came along, because let's be honest, they'd be looking for other employment very shortly. Came along and said, the Ardra distillery, I want to buy in, James. I would imagine James would be quite happy to at least let him invest a bit of it. I would think. I would imagine he would be quite happy to do that.
Possibly. Trevor Watson says hello as well. Hello to you. Where are we heading to now next?
I haven't actually poured myself a drink yet. Well, Diageo Diageo have a little thing that they have called Distill Ventures, where they invest money, or they give money, investment, and so on, to small startup drinks companies and stuff. Um, and this week they did it with the Oxford Artisan Distillery in England. Um, they haven't bought it over, and I saw it reported that they had taken over. Well, they haven't. This company, Distill Ventures, gives money. Then, if they have to meet certain targets and growth and so on, whatever, each thing's different, with the idea that if they do this, Diageo have a chance of buying. They have the right to take over the company and buy the company. Now, yeah. So obviously, Diageo are getting involved with different markets: English whiskey, balcones over in Texas, and so on. So it just goes to show you that they're quite happy to be putting more and more and more money into it.
And what's the artisan distillery?
Oxford
Oxford.
Artisan.
What are they famous for? Not too many people do rye stuff, really,
I
do they,
know,
around
and
these
there's
parts?
quite a few. There's quite a few rise and stuff coming out, but no, I mean um, as far as I'm aware, I haven't pulled my hands up. I haven't really tasted much of theirs. I don't think. I think I maybe had a sample at a show one time, but yeah, well, obviously there have been lots of this English whiskey is getting fairly well regarded, very highly regarded stuff. Um, the Lakes Distillery and the Cotswolds Distillery and stuff are winning awards and being well placed and stuff. So good on them, good on them. But again, Diageo flexing a bit of muscle, and they're not. I suppose they're not really flexing muscle. It's
Business incubation unit sort of thing, is it? Yeah.
yeah. The website. If you go onto the website, is distillventures.com. And since 2013, we've invested more than 120 million now in over 35 founder-led drinks brands around the world. We've invested in both new and established brands in recognition and recognized and emerging categories. We leave it up to each business whether they want to talk about our partnership, and have found that some founders just want to focus on talking about their own brands and the great drinks that they make each day instead. So it's kind of, I mean, they go through and they've done quite a lot of stuff with various, and you can apply if you are a startup company and whatnot, and you have your own drinks brand. You can apply for funding. There's a whole idea of what
So
they do.
they don't even necessarily want credited by the sound of that,
It
do they?
doesn't. No, it don't seem to. I mean, it's artisan. Oxford Artisan Distillery do. They're very. One of the things they do is the way they grow the grain. It's a very sort of managed, environmentally friendly, eco-friendly. Not exactly sure the whole thing of it, but it's to do with carbon capture and all this kind of stuff of their barley. So I imagine the Diageo was probably that's one of the reasons that they've actually applied or have gifted them so much money. I think.
Okay. So you live and learn. I didn't know about that. Never heard about that before myself.
No.
What do you think of that, folks? Does that sound like a sort of takeover by the back door or something, or keeping an eye on you in case you really hit the big time, and then they go, right, we've helped you, you help us, sort of thing?
Oh, you're bringing out competition for Baileys. Let's just buy that up. Yes, let's quash that. Not that they've done that
Yeah.
before. Anyway, anyway, down to Dublin. Teeling have unveiled a new stained glass window for their distillery called the New
Wow.
Dawn, or New Dawn, I think it is, by uh, Bianca DeVito, no relation to Danny DeVito. I'm sure she's probably heard that about a billion times in her life. I think
Beautiful,
that I
beautiful,
think that
beautiful.
looks absolutely stunning. I think that's now, this is not a small thing. This is almost 2 meters across, apparently. Now the idea it's obviously got the phoenix on it, which Teeling have branded on their black pits and some other stuff. It represents now. Pull it up full screen to tell you what it represents.
Yeah, okay.
It represents a whiskey fire in 1871. Yeah, I kind of get that and how things came back again. It represents whiskey maturing in the cask. Not 100% certain of that, but I'll get that. And then it gives a sense of movement in that when whiskey is being poured into a glass. I kind of get, not really getting what it represents in maturation, but I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. It took 7 separate firings to it's painted in painted glass and stained glass. If you go on to Teeling's website, it goes through the whole thing and tells you a lot more about it. But I think that looks sharp. I think that's nice.
Well, I love the Phoenix, and I can sort of see it is round like the top of a barrel, and there's round barrel shapes in it, and there's the grain of the wood in it as well. If you see that there, yeah, just
yeah. I suppose, yeah. Every I look at it and you point that out. Yeah, I kind of get it.
So that does the maturation and the pouring. Well, it's a pouring I don't get. Maybe the splashes of paint on it is that
No, it's they represent the movement, which I get that. I think it looks sharp.
Yeah. There you go. Listen, I've got to tell people off. Frank, no excuse. Watch us on the tablet or the phone and have the rugby on the projector or the big TV. Utilize the 2 screens. Utilize the 2 screens. We could have been in somewhere that none of you will ever get. But that's coming up in about 10 minutes' time.
Yeah, well, I suppose so. Yeah. Now, next up, the Irish Whiskey Association had their annual dinner this week, the annual award ceremony dinner, whatever, in the Westin Hotel down in Dublin, and they've given out a list of prizes or recipients of awards. These awards are for people who have made an outstanding contribution to Irish whiskey. So we'll just quickly run through them. Ali Alpine, Celtic Whisky Shop. Colin Megan there from Bushmills, Hugh Gaynor down Kilbeggan, Brendan Monk's ops manager for Middleton, Jane Murphy for Shivers Brothers, Bernard Walsh down at the Walsh Distillery. Then there's 2 posthumous awards for Frank O'Reilly and John Ryan, both to do with Powers. So yeah, it's nice that these are the Chairman's awards for the Irish Whiskey Association. Now, the current Irish chairman of the Irish Whiskey Association is obviously stepped down. There will be a new one coming up. I don't think it's been announced, but we don't know who it would be. I don't know just yet who it might be. I haven't actually opened my bottle of Silky, by the way.
All right.
I'm not, as I say, we're not at liberty to discuss. This is my Silky cask strength. It's very nice. Oh, lovely pup. So we'll get a wee neck pour of this is the Midnight Silky Cask Strength.
Oh, nice.
Which is very nice. 59.79% ABV.
There you go.
Good. Spooky. Lovely. But yeah.
We don't want to be late tonight because we're going to Pochi now tomorrow.
We are. We're going down to see who's about and what's happening at Pochi now. The first Poaching festival and first Poaching festival ever.
Bar 1661 tomorrow afternoon. Looking forward to it. Yeah. I
have been given specific orders that I have to go and see Brendan.
Right.
About a poaching that he has produced. It's not this one. This is the Stone Soup Irish poaching turf.
We aren't going in your car again, are we? Because I don't want it to break down. The weather's too bad to take the helicopter. The weather's too bad to take the helicopter tomorrow, so you might have to drive.
No, you killed my last car the time we were heading down.
Boy.
Anyway, such is life. Now, it's coming to an end, folks. The Walking Dead is now dying itself after 11 years. Now, some of you very well know. Irish whiskey, Bushmills, it's made at the Sexton, the all sherry cask single malt that Alex Thomas is very associated with. Now she's the head blender down there. She did it before, and this is her. It's her baby. She's the one that's associated with it. It's the official whiskey of the Walking Dead. Now they've brought out a cocktail, the final showdown. The official whiskey of The Walking Dead, the Sexton single malt, is backed by Puck Demand to create another Walking Dead inspired cocktail kit. You can buy it at cocktailcareer.com. Now, this is in the States, I think. I don't know whether they ship it. However, this time the Sexton has joined forces with beloved long-term cast member Ross Burquan, aka Arn, to create a unique signature cocktail. You'd love this. The kit is Sexton, 750ml bottle of the Sexton, an El Coto Rioja 375ml bottle, agave syrup, pineapple juice, lemons, dehydrated lemon wheels, and final showdown classic recipe card telling you how to make it. Have you got the page up there, Justin?
I have the page was up there, but I can't understand. I didn't know you could put Rioja or wine into cocktails.
Well,
you learn something new every day.
Every day's a school day, Justin. Every day's a school day, boy. So there you go. That would be something you would like. You'd love that, wouldn't you?
I would. I would love to try that. We haven't done a cocktail in a while. We'll maybe do a cocktail over Christmas while you're away. A Christmas cocktail.
Christmas cocktail with sage and onion stuffing or something on it. Do something unusual. But we could. That's what we could do. You know that dried stuffing mix you get. You know the way that those mixologists get the glass and they put a rimming salt.
Sage and onion stuffing doesn't work today.
Sage and onion stuffing around that,
there you go. Here, James Murray Doherty says definitely needs a couple of spoons, Marty. As long as he didn't say he definitely needs a couple of tools, Marty, we're all right. Oh boy.
Yeah, that definitely needs another little touch of water. Tony, I see Tony is the only one who's actually concerned about my throat. Tony, my throat's almost 100% bare. Still a little bit. I can still feel a little bit there, but it's pretty much 100%. And the operation has been a total success. I can breathe freely, much better. So yeah, really good, really good.
Declan boys laughing. No ice. LOL.
No ice. We don't do ice. Although it's bloody cold enough for ice up here today. Skinny. So it went.
We've been asked by Tony Silt, what type of ice was that? With the icy, what sort of type of salt was that? Sorry, what was he? Solo on.
No, he was talking about the salt. You get mixologists, as they're known. You know these. They've all got like piercings and weird facial hair and stuff. They do mixology and basically cocktail making for the layman. So then they get stuff called rimming salt. That's what it's for. Now, if you're going to Google rimming salt, please don't do a Google search until if you're not sure why we're giggling. Just finish the whole thing. Don't just go rimming and hit search. That's a totally different ball game.
Hold on. Big Brother's coming in to watch you. Big Brother's coming in to watch you. Big Brother's coming in to watch you.
The prisoner.
There you go. Don't start. We'll get Zuckerberg. I certainly will too.
Aye. So, now what are we going to do? Oh, aye, that's right.
Well, I'm going to take the green screen down in a minute. The green screen behind me is coming down.
Aye, we are going to head over because was it last week or the week before? Last week, the week
Can't
before.
Remember. It's all
we headed down to meet one of the the guy. He's dead funny. He's got his fingers in just about every pie known to man. He's a bit of a legend in Irish whiskey terms, and really nice guy. Really funny. Always on the go. And he was able to tell us a few stories about some stuff that, well, we can't broadcast for case.
I hope I've added them right. I hope you watched this. No,
just in case we get sued, shitless. But no, he's funny. So we're down to see Daryl McNally, who is the creator of Limavady whiskey. Now, Limavady whiskey, he doesn't have his own distillery. He has a few plans to get one up and running. So this is sourced, and Daryl ages it and finishes it off. I was a little skeptical of the whole everyone is a single barrel, single cask whiskey, because you're never 100% sure what you're going to get. It's okay, it'll be pretty much fairly similar, but it's different. I have to say, I'm really impressed with that. It's a pretty much an old school whiskey, sort of classical whiskey. Lots of times these days you get the people are
Too sweet.
No, well, people are casking them, and it's very much reliant on the cask finishing. Really good casks to finish them in. I'm not saying for a second that they're not, but it's really a sort of old style whiskey that isn't dominated too much by any cask. It's really well balanced, really well made, as you would expect by a guy that knows his trade, you know.
Pitching it for the American market, you think?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think he's pitching it to people who like whiskey. That is a whiskey that could do anything. You know, that's a cocktail whiskey. It's certainly a sipping, drinking. If you want to put just ordinary, if you want to put ice on it, it would take ice. It could take water. It would certainly take lemonade or anything like that. And it's just a really good, well-made classic rug, or classic. I would say classic rug because someone put up there. So yeah, it's just a really, really classic, slightly bourbony, finished in sherry cask whiskey. It's got a nice bit of sweetness, nice bit of sort of earthy whiskiness to it. It's well done. So
stick around, folks. We're live. We're still live after this. This lasts about 20 minutes, taking us to about 10 to 11. We're doing a wee bit of a Christmas thing after, are we?
We're just going to talk because Christmas is in the air and such. The Christmas market started in Belfast. So if you want to go up and get yourself a reindeer bollock burger or whatever it is they're serving this year, you want to eat Bambi and Rudolph for stew, there we go. Just you would eat anything known to man.
I wouldn't. I was watching I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, and I wouldn't have done it unless the money was $1 million. I wouldn't eat that shit.
But the thing is, it's just there's no way you would go without food. You would eat the other contestants. You see, you know those things where they stick the big hood on and they put, like, I don't know, snakes and spiders and all that. You would eat the snakes and spiders. I'm starving. Absolutely ravenous. Poor old snake with a head chopped off it.
So stick around. Remember to comment, like, and share. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Telegram. Send a message in, and we will answer it for you. But go like mad, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to like and share this video, and so's Marty, as we go round and round and round for the next 20 minutes. And then we'll be back with a bit of a Christmas update as well. Okay, here we go.
They value that.
So I'm ensconced in our lovely state-of-the-art warm studio. As you can see, the green screen isn't on at the minute to make it look like my bedroom. And Marty's out in the field at a storage warehouse somewhere in the North Coast. Can you guess where? I doubt this will be here when you get back from America, Marty.
This man has been described to me as a legend in Irish whiskey, and he certainly is. I think that's fairly accurate.
That sounds good.
A man who could talk for Ireland. And we've come down on his latest project, one of many things, pokers and many fires you have, Daryl. We've come down because this is his warehouse, one of his warehouses. One of the things in Irish whiskey is that there's been a sort of shortage of is warehousing, and this man, knowing the industry as well as he does, has decided that this was a way forward. And so he's basically maturing casks for other people, third party, and for yourself as well, obviously.
That's right,
because of your own brand. We'll get to that in a wee minute.
Yeah.
So, tell us all about this. How did you go from concept to what's here now?
Well, I think it's when I worked at Dublin Liberty's Distillery. We sort of, down south, it's quite difficult to get warehousing, Marty. So I sort of looked at the bigger picture up in the north here, where there's a lot of distilleries beginning to happen up around Northern Ireland, North Ireland, which is great for local people, great for the sort of local geography of where we live, sort of thing. So it's a bit like, the steering wheel and four tires and a steering wheel sort of thing. You no point in having a car with no steering wheel. So there's all these distilleries been passed, but there's no warehousing. So I thought, what about up around Corey and Limavady direction? Let's look about some opportunities to build some quality warehouse, ATEX standard, all the bells and whistles from the days of Bushmills, because we built so many warehouses when I was there. So me, accompanied with a couple of business partners, decided, hey, why don't we build a state-of-the-art warehouse? And we thought we'd build a warehouse holding about 7,000 casks, and we had that filled in about 4 months. So you're now in warehouse number 2, which holds about 12,000 casks, and that's filling up quite quickly too. So there's a huge appetite even from the south. Like recently we got an email from the Irish Whisky Association sort of saying that a lot of the smaller distilleries are looking for quality warehouse. And so of course I put my hand up and said, hey, if you want to come north of the border, and you don't take a nosebleed or anything like that. We have quality warehousing which I'll look after it in the same manner as I look after my own casks, which for years, 24 years, believe it or not, at Bushmills looking after warehousing. So I sort of know what I'm doing, and it's quality, it's the right insurance and all, because you have the right ATEX rating, ATEX lights, etc. So it's one of the businesses that sort of helps Limavady, so therefore helps other brands and other distilleries, which is great.
Well, the thing is, it sort of takes that startup cost away from some of the smaller distilleries, because you take that a fee. To build something like this, let's be honest, it's a flammable liquid inside a wooden cask.
Yeah.
There's bound to be a huge amount of safety, health and safety. I mean, red tape's bound to be incredible.
Absolutely. We, like as I say, if you're going to do something, do it right. I always say, so when I worked for Bushmills, Diageo, if this was the standard you needed to be, we always would have went that little bit more. So, you can't put a price on safety, So when we built the warehouse, it was very much building it to the standards that we would have done at Bushmills with Diageo, and indeed, even after I left, the quality of the warehousing that they're building. So do it right, and do it the first time, and do it right the first time.
Right first time, yeah. Now, you are housing here. I'll not give away names, but you're housing stuff from about as far away in Ireland as you can get. We're up here, people down here, and bringing them all the way up, which is sort of testament to yourself how much they value that. Now, this is all for third party. Is it for distribution in the north, or is it?
It's a mix. There's a lot of the casks on here for investment, whiskey investment, such a big thing now as well. So we actually store for some brands, but we also store for companies who have cash for investment purposes. So I can see this in a later date, being an opportunity to buy some quality 10-year-old single malt and things like that. So something that I'd be definitely knocking the door for Limavady perspective, saying, okay, it's going to be very much like Scotland, which is very much a brokerage, whiskey category for years and years and years. That hasn't really happened in Ireland yet because there really only was 3 distilleries, and
just not
any
enough
liquid that's been sold. Brands have been using that to launch their brands, but later on, I think there'll be a brokerage opportunity in Ireland, and that's something you might want to play with too sometime.
How many things are you going to be doing?
I intend to retire in about 7 years' time, so we'll keep it going. Well, Limavady is very much 98% of my time. I try to help out other people, from a consultancy point of view as well, which is more just probably my personality that I tend to like to help people. And the amount of phone calls you get because you've sort of been there, wore the t-shirt. I think with me building a distillery down in Dublin Liberties, a lot of people who are now building distilleries will lift the phone and go, hey, just running this by you sort of thing, and of course I tend to try and help rather than hinder people,
absolutely.
So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're very generous with your time. Now, you've 2. Many more. Is planning permission? Is the local council getting a letter?
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah. We want to, we don't know how much will be actually needed, but we'll just keep going until such times as that sort of dwindles, if you like. But I think people are, they know that I've done warehousing before, so they're quite happy to leave their cash in my capability, sort of thing. So it's great from that perspective. So yeah, it's just one of those businesses which just come out of looking after your own brand, if that makes sense, and then you go, a wee bit of space here if you want it.
Hopefully, but I mean, it's a great idea because the guys who are starting their distillery, obviously whiskey has to be aged, and the fact that you're doing that and kind of taking that initial cost off, which maybe they'll pick up at a later date, obviously helps them and gets them moving a bit further and faster than they need to.
Yeah, well, a lot of entrepreneurs they'll build a distillery and sort of it's almost like they think of warehouse and sort of oh god, we need warehousing. So that's the way I look at it. We're taking that sort of baller away from them and looking after it in the right manner. So, but Limavady, as I say, is very much first and foremost. Like as I was saying to you there, it was like 145 days or something in America there in the last 13 months, which is pretty amazing. So we have a couple of casks of Limavady there that we'll open and let you try as well. So I'm sure you'll like that.
Just remember you say there 150 days. Justin behind the camera is probably thinking, how are you not about the size of a house? Because over in America they do have big portions. And if Justin was there, they needed another jumbo jet to bring him home in.
Well, my wife was travelling with me. We tended just to order one portion between the two of us, and they were still. And then this box thing, I can't get this box thing. Do you want a box to take home with you? And I'm going, I'm quite all right. I'm full up.
My fiance, she's plant-based, and we went to a Texas barbecue place.
Oh yeah.
So I got a rib about this size of cow rib and turkey and all of this here, and she got a baked potato.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's dead funny. But we'll go and see about some of this other whiskey.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is one of the PX casks. So Limavady's, it's a single malt, triple distilled single malt. We only mature in first fill bourbon casks, so you get that 100% concentration of the vanilla and the spice, etc. And then we flick it into the Pedro Jimenez casks. These are casks that we buy from Antonio Paez Labata, like a real good company. The only company in my eyes that do it right. Irish distillers, Bushmills use them. So I got them to get me these very, very special Pedro Jimenez casks. Which just gives that lovely sort of PX redness to it. So this is at probably about 120 proof or 60%, 61%. So you have what you'll find is you get that lovely spice and vanilla, Marty. Yeah, it's almost like a wee chili sitting in your tongue, but in a nice way. But when you swallow even at 60%, there's no burn. It's so balanced, and that's why I think it's won so many gold awards in the last year.
Look, you see grubby fingers like. I'll tell you, you see that. That's not in there that terribly long.
It's in April. April.
That's longer. That's longer than I thought. That has a really, really nice balance up front. It's really delivers really, really up front, and then just sort of
sits in the tongue. And see now that you've cleansed your palate with the first taste. When you get all that spicy and vanilla, and you get the sort of chili. Your second taste, even at cask strength here, you get less of the spice now. You get more of the malt sort of coming up your cheeks here, and you'll get that lovely PX sweetness beginning to come through, even at that 60%. And again, no burn. And this is what's when I've been trapped.
That's what I hate probably constantly, guys.
We get you a glass too. Always.
No, don't.
Why don't say you can't drink everything?
Exactly.
No, that's lovely. And nice jammy notes on it as well.
Yeah.
Nice, lovely jammy notes. Sort of. You know what it's like? It's nearly like a jam chutney. There's like a spicy element to it.
Yeah.
And that there, I mean, even that colour is a very, very nice colour.
Yeah.
It's not took too much of the sherry actually.
No. And like we use these twice as well, sort of thing. So the first time you get a lot more of the PX sort of colour from it. We maybe do the first finish for about 4 to 6 months just when it's ready. But then when I put it in the second time, because these casks are obviously €1,000 each, you have to use it the second time. We double it up. So whatever was right the first time, so say it was 4 or 6 months, we'll double it up to 8 or 12 months for the second finish, which is pretty sizable. But that gets the flavour profile that we want there. And I'm saying that's natural colour.
I'm liking that.
Oh yeah, are we Stevie? Are we spile?
That's right.
There's the one where you hold it like this, and then it comes out another one, and then you have to go like this.
No. No, that's lovely. That's lovely.
You any tape there, no?
Let me see that.
Can I leave that in? No.
Oh my God!
Can I leave that in? Can I leave that in? No, or does that need taken
Leave that in? No. That's part and parcel of when we fill casks. You will have issues like that.
The latest hammer the barrel cork in Scotland. I left that out in case we didn't have the right form.
Are you wanting to finish this?
No, that's
lovely.
That's beautiful stuff. Look at that there. Look at that there. Look at that there. Although I'm really actually in the warm studio at the minute.
It's lovely.
And there, as you say, it's job done.
Job done.
Yeah.
I remember a friend of mine used to live in Inverness, and a lot of the distribution guys used to stop just beside where they were at. They used to come in. Guys were big drills, but again, they said,
That's the way they used to take samples. They used to just drill the cask and take a sample and then spile it like that. There.
I think that's what the Altos did in Rio in the barrel store.
At Bushmills, if anybody went in with a drill, I would have drilled them out the gate. I'd have been sacked.
what did you say that these casks heading out, they were like porcupines or something?
Spiled everywhere. Yeah.
No, that's lovely.
So
Really,
that's
really nice.
as I say, it's quality casks make all the difference. Like it's,
It does.
like a lot of people, you can buy casks in open market, but people always say to you as well, what percentage would you put on a good whiskey? And I say, well, the actual distillate that you put into the cask will actually add about 25% of the flavour. That's a cask that gives that 75% of the flavours. And with Limavady, because I'm only using first fill bourbon casks, only ever first fill. When we disgorge out of the first fill, I sell them a second fill to other distilleries, and then straight into the PX, and that just guarantees that quality and consistency. But Limavady as well is the first Irish whiskey to be a single barrel.
Yeah.
So it means every bottle is labelled. So we have 2 bottles each, every bottle each for you. So every bottle will have a specific cask number, because we actually bottle individually on these casks. So you'll get about 846 700 ml bottles at 46% out of one of these. We'll bottle that cask with cask number 112, bottle number 1 of 846, bottle number 2. So each bottle is individual, which again is just, it's a big USP for the American market. They just love the individuality of it. And then with Whistlepig, we're a partner. They're big into, they actually, like certain distributors or certain off licenses or chains of off licenses will buy a bespoke barrel pick, it's called. So they'll actually go to the farm and they'll pick, maybe 30 different barrels, and they'll try it and taste it and spend a couple of days and get back to it, and they'll actually pick an individual cask for their establishment, which is great. So with Limavady, what I can see it developing as being very much the single barrel for Irish whiskey. We have a few other, like I've finished some first fill bourbon, mostly took it out of the first fill bourbon. Instead of putting it into a PX, I put it into some sake casks, some Amarone, some Barello, Marsala, things like that. Just different one-offs, maybe 4 or 5 casks. So I can see Limavady becoming in the future, the not too distant future, maybe middle of next year or something, a lot more just single barrel programs coming out, because it's amazing just the demand for it, and because it's so bespoke. People love it, and they snap it up. And we don't want to do that until the brand sort of gets enough rooting, if you like. And we're in 30 states, as I was saying to you earlier.
Incredible.
So you can detect my Texas accent there,
Yeah, the draw.
The cowboy hat's coming.
It's mention Dilly again. Every so often, she's this very sort of neutral American accent, and then every so often just the draw.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole different ball game. Just comes in, But no, so obviously, sherry cask finishing is what you're doing at the minute.
Yeah, PX, yeah.
But you're doing more. You're going to be doing more.
We're going to be doing others, but this will
range.
be the backbone of the brand, if you like, and what we think from a brand perspective or a strategy point of view, we need Limavady to be in enough places and to be sort of washing its own face, if you like, for want of a better word, before you start to complicate it with all these different other, because there is some brands out there and there's just going to be 12 different, and you go, okay, so
which one am I buying here?
Which one is the brand, or what does it stand for? Whereas with Limavady, we want that to sort of be there. So we're a lot of shelf space now in the US and the 30 states, which is great. So it's and it's very much refined, and it's sips and lips. So you tried it there yourself. It's people have to try it, because it's just not another Irish whiskey. No, it's going to be a bit more.
I mean, you're bottling at 46.
46,
which actually in the States, a lot of bourbons would be bottled in and around 46, and for the better of them, to be quite honest. And is that to do with chill filtering, or is it,
It's just, I think the whiskey lends itself to that higher strength. The US consumer likes something a little bit hotter.
Yeah,
we've done a few Founders casks. We've sold one Founders cask at the cask strength, so it's about 108 or 109 proof, which is about 55, 56, which again, just people are mad to get that sort of thing. So again, it's how the demand or consumer, how it's developing as well. In the US, it's something hotter and something bespoke, something that nobody else can get, which, I remember us doing single casks at Bushmills, but maybe did 5 bourbon and 5 sherry and 5 rum for the US market, and maybe the same for the German market, and that was it. It wasn't an ongoing thing. Whereas with Limavady, we wanted to be, a single barrel all the time, which is great.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that you're finishing it and maturing it and finishing it in the same way gives it that carrying forward.
Consistency too.
So slightly different, but probably very, very similar.
And people are already in social media. I mean, they maybe tried cask 35 and cask 57, and they are finding slight nuances between it, which is great.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun.
Exactly.
As long as it's not this wide apart,
exactly,
like,
exactly.
God, this one you can't. This is Limavady at all. But it's just keeping that sort of nuances and getting a bit of fun going, because that's what whiskey should be all about. Having a laugh.
Exactly. Having a bit of a laugh and a carry on with it. Yeah. But no, so out of all of this, you have thousands of barrels here. Basically, these are the only two Limavadys.
This is the two Limavady. Yeah, that's the only two Limavady that we have here. Because like what we have other warehouses and stuff where we source our liquid, and we've done the work there already. But this is the plan to have Limavady here when we get the distillery built.
I see warehousing from the shore to shore.
Yeah, once we get the distillery built, because it's out in Gilligan, we won't be able to build warehouses there, so that's why we wanted somewhere close, like within
close and handy.
8-10 miles radius sort of thing.
Now, touching on the distillery, where are we with the distillery? The
Distillery, we are 6 years in the planning, which is like quite quick. Not. No, we've had a few good conversations with planning. We were down to a list of 28 things that went to 3 things. We're down now to, we're waiting on one document coming back from NIEA. It's looking positive, which is great, because I think it's something that this area needs. We have Bushmills, the big giant on the hill sort of thing, but I think the small craft, distillery, out in McGilligan, out in County Derry, which has nothing. If you look at the map, there's nothing around that County Derry niche, nearly built up in Derry City. There's nothing in County Derry. There's James Doherty's lovely place over in Donegal. So
it's a trade away. I mean, let's be honest. Ireland's not a big place, but to get from Bushmills to Ardra, that's a day out.
It's a day out. Yeah. So I think it's what's needed. I think the area needed some quality jobs. So it's been long in the planning, but hopefully, because of Coast and Glens, see the benefit to it. Because you have the export market, you have the tourism, which let's face it, with COVID, the amount of people staying local. And McGilligan, where we're building it, is a nice beach, nice Benevenham Mountain. Game of Thrones was filmed there. So we have so much going for that area, and I think a distillery, one, because we have a farm there. I can't choose where we have our farm. 2, it's within the vicinity of Limavady, where the brand, loyalty to the brand. And like, we really want to have a sort of self-sustaining, where you take the wet grains out to the Aberdeen Angus cattle, and you take the pot ale to some pigs. That's what you want, and I almost make it carbon negative, so you have 2 whiskies and you're really helping the environment. You know what I mean? So, and it's because we have about 57-acre farm out there, so it's good for growing barley. The support from the local farmers who said, listen, we'll grow some barley for you. So it's really bringing back that age-old tradition where the barley was grew local and used local, and there was like distilleries all over the place, albeit small. And then Limavady dates back to 1750. The brand, our family actually owned it in 1880. So there's a wee bit of history there that sort of made me jump at this, because I was quite content where I was, and working away in Dublin Liberty's distillery, making the Dubliner and Dead Rabbit and all that good stuff. But Limavady was tugging at the heartstrings because of that family link, and to build a distillery that you said that where am I going to find the time? Well, once they get that done, that's sort of the bucket list all ticked off. We just look at my son's coming up, my brother here, who you met, Martin, he's coming through. He is a son, so it's going to be a real family link to it, keeping it for the next generation. So I can retire then.
You can retire. You'll never retire. You'll never retire. No. In terms of size, scale of distillery,
we're looking at probably a 2-ton mash tun, which means if you're running 24/7, you probably could do just short of 1 million LPAs, which is quite sizable. But like, you'd never be up to 24/7 immediately. So you'd probably go in one shift. So it'll probably be a 2-ton mash tun, and then everything else from there. Because I don't want to build a toy either. If you're going to do it right. So I reckon it'll be probably 6 to 8 million build cost. So. So maybe look for investors.
That's Justin's money. Justin, you had any money there? Hey, I've been down with Daryl. Man always has 1,000 things on the go, and the fact that he's actually in the country is amazing. In fact, he's actually found a bit of time to get down and speak to us is amazing. But,
always find time for you.
Genuinely one of the nice guys, and he does lots and lots of stuff for other people all around, and there's lots of people that are very grateful for what you do, Daryl. So thanks very much.
No, thank you. Thanks for coming down.
Oh, did you like the ending there? I sort of
How do you manage that?
I jazzed it up.
I didn't see sneaking down.
Jazzed
No,
it up. Jazzed it up.
Daryl, really, really good guy. He's a good laugh. He really is. Nice guy. And very graciously give us this bottle. If you Limavady, this is a very much a whiskey. You know, if you're a whiskey fan, this is one that you would like. You would. It's very versatile spirit. Now, since it's coming up to Christmas, I sent you an email there, Justin. Did you get it?
Did I? I did.
Well, I don't know whether you
5
got it or
emails.
not. Aye. I sent you one.
No, I didn't. It hasn't arrived. Oh, it has arrived now. It has arrived. Yes, it has arrived.
Oh,
now.
ye of
Yes.
little faith. So it's coming up to Christmas, and lots of companies do Christmas advent calendars. So I thought I would do a quick rummage around a few of them and whatnot, and we could have a wee look. So Drinks by the Dram have a few out. You know, there's World Whiskey Advent Calendar, Bourbon and American Whiskey, Japanese Whiskey, Old and Rare Advent Calendars. That's £999.95. That one. You can go on to them and they tell you what you're getting in some of them. Not all of them tell you what you're going to get. But that one, the £995, you get 25-year-old Kalila, 25-year-old Talisker, 40-year-old Bunnahabhain. Yeah, sort of fairly nice things. JJ Corey's in there.
These things to be all these tend to be all the rage now, don't they?
Yeah, they are. They what they do is they get you. You can, for some of them, it's quite reasonable. You know, the idea is you get a little measure and you open it up, and you have a little drink every day. Now, the one for flavor, flavor, whatever way it's pronounced, is what's the name of it? The Depths of Whiskey. It's called, and I have to say the presentation of it looks fantastic. It looks beautiful box. You get little samples. I'm not sure the size. Oh god. Well, I must have missed this. You get 20. Obviously, you get 24 whiskies, but I think they're little 50 ml vials they come in. You know, so pretty cool. You can pull them up.
Now would be the time to order if you wanted to.
Well,
get
this is
them.
it. I mean, if
there'd be a
you want
delivery
them,
delay on them.
well, if you're wanting them before Christmas or before 1st of December, which I assume if you're buying an advent calendar, that would be the ideal time to have one. So Loch Fyne whiskies are doing a couple as well. Flavor, Pour and Sip are doing a members one for £99.95.
Michael Linus says I get socks if I'm lucky.
Now, where's the Master of Malt? Master of Malt, they do a whole pile of them, starting from £99.95. Now you're getting 24 drinks for that, so it's not bad money. However, they do have they have a shall we say one that you should be buying me for Christmas for all that you put me through.
Which one's that?
Scroll down. It's the Very Old and Rare Whiskey Advent Calendar. Scroll down. On down a bit. On down. Keep going. Now you see the one that says £99,999.95. That would be the one. That would be the one.
10 grand.
They
Let's
never
have
forget.
let's have a look at that one. Can we see that one? What do we see? We'll bring it up, right? Bring it up. Right.
Now, I'm going to be a spoiler because it does tell you what's in them. A 40-year-old Highland Park, a 60-year-old Glenfarclas.
There's Richard McEwen says, sure, the 30 drams from Belfast whiskey in 2021 was better value than that. You probably could say that again, yeah.
Yeah. But you got a 44-year-old Auchentoshan, a 40-year-old Bunnahabhain, a 40-year-old Highland Park, as I said, Kurosawa, 30-year-old Nick Takasuru, a 25-year-old. Talisker, 40-year-old Talisker for 10 grand. for 10 grand, it would be looking a bit more. Totally.
All right.
Yeah, it's very nice. It'd be very nice. If you bought me it, I wouldn't be annoyed, Justin. I wouldn't just,
I know.
Anyway, my own little whiskey cards are available on eBay. These are little Sluncher Claus cards. So you'll notice
They're not bad. They're not bad, Marty.
I mean, they're not bad. They're fantastic. So this is Sluncher Claus, and you'll notice Jameson has become Jingle Bells. Teeling, we drunk turkey, Tullamore Dew has become Turkey Dew.
Sluncher Claus, Red
Sluncher
Nose,
Claus,
Red
Red
Breast.
Nose
Yep.
for Red Breast. Dunvilles. I was talking to Jarlath today. This is Downhills. See?
Downhills. Very
we
good.
did
Very
there.
good. I like it. I like it.
Then we have Bushmills, which is Baubles.
Bubbles. Bubbles.
And last, but certainly no means least, Teeling.
I forgot.
Tree
I
lights.
forgot there were so many in the range.
Oh, I have 6 of them. And you can pick them up on eBay, but if anybody wants them, just contact me and we'll sort it out. But like this, there's a price for them on eBay, which you guys will not be paying. Anybody that watches the show, just contact me on what does he call that? Messenger.
Facebook Messenger and
Facebook
Marty will
Messenger.
get-
Just
Marty will
message
get the
me.
message.
And let me know if you want any of them, and we'll price
Needs
them.
done in the
accordingly.
next 2 weeks. Needs done in the next 3
Needs
weeks.
done ASAP. Somebody's shouting outside my house. So just let me know ASAP.
That's
and
unusual.
It is unusual. Probably somebody shouting and they're wee boy or something.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I suppose it is getting up in 11.
Mm.
Great show this week, as usual. Lots of comments, lots of interaction, lots of watchers, lots of new names there as well. If you're a new name, remember to hit comment, like, and share, and subscribe on YouTube specifically.
Tomorrow we are at Pochine now. Remember we did the interview with Francis a few, must be 6 weeks ago, maybe, something like that. So we're going down there.
Yeah.
Tickets is all sold out. I don't think they're doing any walk-ins or anything like that. But we will do a little bit of a live broadcast. So we'll do a wee bit of a live streaming thing tomorrow.
Okay.
Excuse me. And
So that'll be sort of mid-afternoon we'll be doing that, and then there'll be feature interviews featuring when Marty's away in America.
Yes. We'll go around and interview some of the guys, and we'll do little features and stuff, and we can we'll not put them all out. We'll try and interview as many people as possible while we're still sober. And
because the last time I was in Dublin, we couldn't use the video because I wasn't able to video. What was that?
even the gimbal wasn't able to hold the thing steady because you were all over the bloody place.
That's true. I know. There you go. Everybody said yes. We put some of Geordie Burke's photographs up. Thanks for those photographs, Geordie. He was in the whiskey show. Yep.
Geordie, great fella. Oh, by the way, Tony Sillett. If you go on to Tony Sillett is a cooper. That's why he was able to answer one of the questions there. He makes stuff out of barrels and ex-cold casks and stuff, and they're really pretty, really nice. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, go to Tony's Facebook page and whatnot and have a look at them, because they are really nice, really well done.
Okay, good stuff. Anything else we have to tell people? Nothing.
We will be live tomorrow. While we remain Compass Mantis, and
probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish, would say. Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
I've got to have a Sunday lunch in Dublin, but first,
Oh God! No, imagine you thinking of your belly. Imagine. Oh, I'm absolutely starving. Can I get a bar of chocolate as well?
What's the food like in bar 1661?
They do oysters. Lovely. You don't like oysters, do you?
I like everything.
Oh no, they do oysters. For the last time I was in it, I got a couple of oysters. Oh, lovely. I really like that kind of thing.
All right, there you go. You're the best. There you go. Tony Sillett says you're the best. Frank
Well done.
said another great show.
Well done, Ireland. And I'm just, in case you're wondering what I'm watching Mark Allen in the snooker. It's 5 each, first to 6. Mark Allen's from Antrim. He's a snooker player, so I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to get put out here. But anyway, well.
Very good. You might as well be drunk. You might as well be drunk as the way you are. I don't know what he's trying to say. Patrick Mulkey. There you go. Great show. Tony Sill. Never. I don't know. I'm away. I gotta hit stop before because more messages come in after we stop. There's a delay. You know, you have to get in early. Right. Take it easy. See you in the morning. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. See you in the morning.
Right. If the weather's good, tell the Lord that I'll be landing the helicopter. All right.
Get you the private helicopter over for us.
All right. Cheers.
Right.
All right.